Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Unscripted and Unchained RPG Review. I am DM Bloodworth, and as you can see by the graphics, today's video I'm going to ask and answer, a very simple question. Why did I spend $500 in one day? This is a question, of course, my wife would really want to know, but the point is that two very, very important events took place yesterday. Yesterday, a ShadowDark Kickstarter was launched by Arcane Library. There's a very, very much anticipated something that those of us that have been following ShadowDark since its early release, even just since its mentioning, was something that we had on our mind. It's like, what is going to be the next installment of the franchise after the core rule books were released in December 31st of 2023. And so when one of the questions we were asking is, well, what's the setting that's going to be for this? And now we have that answer. And I will be going through and detailing a little bit about about what is in the Kickstarter, what is in the package that the pledge level that I pledged to. And then the second event that launched yesterday was Troll Games launched on BackerKit its return to publishing of Gary Gygax's Castle Zagyg. So, or Zagyg, or however, people pronounce it. I believe I heard yesterday during a Troll Games live stream, Luke Gygax was saying Zagyg, so I will try to stick to Zagyg. So, two really, really important releases for the hobby. One is the future of tabletop role playing, in my opinion, and the other is a harkening back to the true legacy of of the hobby, and that is both Gary Gygax and Dave Arneson. You cannot separate the two, but Gary Gygax's works are still being pushed out there, and and now we're seeing that the true banner standard bearer of Gary Gygax's legacy is Troll Games, and they're doing a phenomenal job with releasing his products. So I'm going to switch views very, very quickly here, and we'll probably catch ShadowDark breaking the 1.2 million mark. So that's what I'm expecting to see. And so here we go, and I will refresh this really quick because I have a feeling it's so close. So probably like one pledge level away from hitting $1.2 million. Now, the original Kickstarter for ShadowDark was at 1.3, I believe. This is obviously going to crush that. You can see on top that I backed at the 269 level, and I will go through in detail what that actually entails. And oh, come on, $1. It literally went up $1. Just another. Let's span my math here. Another $72 away. So here we have ShadowDark, the Western Reaches setting. So basically, what this is doing, and not surprisingly, a couple of months ago, I started looking at the various cursed scrolls, and I started mapping them out and saying, well, I'm going to put these in these different regions, because if I'm going to run a campaign, I'm going to have the players kind of go through these various regions and go through these various cursed scrolls. Apparently, that is exactly what was being done, behind the scenes. And Kelsey was undoubtedly way ahead of me, but it was just just something I thought, well, I'm gonna if there isn't a world setting for this, I'm going to create one around it. And we just tipped over 1.2 million dollars as far as the backing is concerned here. So congratulations, Kelsey Dion and the rest that are at Arcane Library. Another phenomenal thing. I am expecting everyone to to really start playing this and start running this and to see this at conventions. I've been seeing it for a long time. This is booming at conventions, and I have a feeling that it is going to overtake. I have a feeling it's going to overtake 5e. To be honest with you, at the convention space, it is certainly going to become the number one OSR game being run at conventions. I have very little doubt in that. So anyway, let's talk about the different pledge levels, and I am going to show off the pledge level that I backed and talk about that one in a little bit more detail so that you can see everything. Now, I kind of mixed and matched, and I was trying to see, well, what is it that I really want to get out of this. When I saw the new premium edition, for the core rules, I was like, I want to get that because I'm actually giving my green cover limited edition to my niece, who is still in Atlanta, and I haven't had a chance to see her yet. But as soon as she does come up to New York again, I am going to give her that copy that I had signed by Kelsey at page 2. So really excited to hand that over to her. Here is the new Game Master screen. Now, I read in one of the comments from Arcane Library that backers are going to have some input as to what actually goes on the panels of the Game Master screen, which I think is really important. It's one of the things that, when I was looking at the original one, there were certainly some things that I would suggest changing on that and making it more utilitarian during gameplay, rather than having, for example, like sample, randomized NPC name, charts on it. To me, that's not necessary. That's something that you can just pull off the top of your head, and so that I'm looking forward to actually participating in that. Stay tuned for voting, and yes, I am definitely going to be voting on that. There's a cloth map and spell cards, which I've been asking for these for Castles and Crusades for quite some time now. So hopefully, this is coming with them, and hopefully they'll come with Castles and Crusades as well. So excited about that. 3 mini adventures. These are really, really good. The original ones that I have are phenomenal for like 1 to 2 sessions. So they work out very, very, well for very short sessions like that. It work great for hex crawling, like ShadowDark is pretty much designed to do at this point. So let's see. Let me get to the pledge level that I actually backed. And here we go. So we have the slipcase that has all of the cursed scrolls, so 1 through 6 in there, as well as the core book, the player's book, and the game master's book. This will come with the special edition of the core rules. It comes with the game master's screen, the deck of cards, the 3 mini adventures, the cloth map, and here you have everything. The slipcase set, and this is all print and PDF as well. The ShadowDark core rules, the master screen, the Dark Spells cards, the Dark Spells card ShadowDark spell cards expansion. What did I miss? The Tearaway character sheet pad. Oh, so that's That's this over here. And all physical and digital stretch goals. Let's see what stretch goals. I think I already crushed the first two, and they haven't put more stretch goals in there yet. But it has already unlocked. Um, I mean, day one was we will get, for those that back this on day one, which I think the time is coming really short on that right now. You'll get a free holographic swamp troll sticker. Pretty cool stuff. Um, Two more mini adventures. All right, so we're up to 5 now. That's awesome. And a sheet of luck tokens. So I like that. I've been using coins for those, and more stretch goals. So waiting to see what else is going to come on with that. Are they 24 hours yet? Let's see how long. It just says 28 days, so I'm not sure. I'm not sure exactly when it launched yesterday. We're coming up really, really close on it being the closeout of day one. So I really do encourage you to jump in there and take a look at that. So this is ShadowDark RPG, the Western Reaches setting. So I am going to switch over here and come back here. So really excited about it. I can't wait for the buzz to again rise up. I will continue doing my coverage of ShadowDark going forward as well. Believe it or not, there's still things that I can talk about with ShadowDark, and even though I've already done about 30 or so videos with it, there's still a lot more content in there for me to expand upon. And then when this releases, forget about it. It's going to lead to another 40 or 50 videos as well. So really excited about it. Now the next product that I backed yesterday is Trollord Games, and I am going to switch views there in a second so I can bring up this. I will close this out, and I'm just fiddling around a little bit, and it is already in view. So here we go. So this is on Backer Kit Castles, Zagyg's Gallery of the Archmage, Galleries of the Archmage. I can't play the videos. So this is already, in one day, already up to $270,000. And still 23 days left. So this one's a little bit shorter. Still 1,244 backers. And here we have that the early bird pledges are for the first 48 hours, so you have another whole day to back this here. Early backers are going to get the boon cards, so that's pretty cool. And I was watching them when they were talking about these boon cards, and here I guess is an example. To begin again, upon play, re-roll 1 die, or if desired, allow another player to re-roll 1 die. So you can earn these boon cards throughout play. We'll include 5 boon cards and 1 CK, that's Castle Keeper boon card. If we hit 500 backers in the first 48 hours to receive 7, I'm pretty sure they did that. So we're going to see quite a bit here. So what is this? So this particular campaign is Book 1 is the Citadel and the town of Igsburg. Book 2 is the Ruins, the Castle, the Eastmark, the Mouths of Madness, and Dungeon Level 1. Book 3 is going to be the Cellars and Dungeon Levels 2, 3, 3A, 4, 4A, 5, and 5A. Later on, we're going to get, and this says next March, so this will be March of 2026, we will get Volume 4 and 5, and that is covering levels, dungeon levels, 6 through 9, and then 10 through 17. So this is a mega dungeon coming up, broken down into various, piecemeal box sets, if you were. So here are some of the graphics and the maps. I mean, this is incredible. Looking at these images here, Really like what they look like. It gives you a good sense of, because I've never seen this depiction of Iggsburg before. And we have Castle Zagyg. Now, obviously, Castle Zagyg is Castle Greyhawk, um, but it's written for Castles and Crusades. Obviously, when Gary was when Gary was basically kicked out of TSR, his company was stolen from him. He bounced around, doing some of his own projects and whatnot, and then he ended up working along with Troll Lord Games, consulting with Castles and Crusades, and this was all written, I believe, around 2004. And as you all should know, Gary passed away in 2008. So this was the last game system that Gary was writing for. This was the last company that he was, either collaborating with or even possibly working for, or working with, I should say. And and this is really as I said earlier on, Troll Lord Games is the standard bearer of the legacy of Gary Gygax. They have a relationship now with the Gary Gygax estate, where they can start re-releasing many of Gary's works that were, associated initially with Troll Lord Games, and hopefully that's going to lead to much, much more. So Volume 1, here we have Volume 2. All right, and you can see how much is in each of these volumes, right? So each of these are a hardcover, 250 pages, two 11 by 17 maps, regular pricing $64.99, and the PDF $19.99. And I backed at the let's see, so the ones that they hit the ribbons, so the books will have ribbons in them. They hit the 150,000. They have too many zeros in here. So need to fix that graphic there. 150,000 customized end sheets. I'll be curious to see what those are. This should be the 1 million mark. Complete. Oh no, I'm sorry, I'm looking at it backwards. They still have too many zeros. So the 25,000 funded, the 100,000 complete dungeon cutaway, the 150,000 customized end sheets, and the 200,000 is the ribbons, and now the 250 coming up, Mad Mage Portrait. All right, that'll be interesting to see. So this is the dungeon cutaway of the Marmoreal Tomb. All right, and I'm going to talk about that project as well. The original Mad Mage and chipping details. So speaking of the Marmoreal Tomb, as many of you probably know, Ernie Gary Gygax Jr. passed away, and probably one of the most important projects that he was working on, if not, his actual opus, was the Marmoreal Tomb. So here we have it. You can still purchase this from Troll Lord Games, and it's a monster of a box set. And I haven't started going through it yet. I am waiting to have Benoit Poir. I don't know how to pronounce his name. I was saying Poirot, but it's not. It's Poyer. I'm hoping to have Benoit on the channel sometime very soon. He said he wanted to come here, and he's going to talk about what it was like to work with Ernie, and in producing this and getting this out. From what I understand, it was like a Kickstarter a very long time ago, and it just was having trouble, getting out. And so and so now it's here, and now it's in our hands, and like I said, it is really a hefty box set. Four softcover books in there, and then all of the maps. There's like 27 maps or so in there as well. Like I said, I'm going to do a box opening. I'm going to go through it, and then I'm going to have an interview talking about its creation. So if I added this to the other things I'm looking at about in the month of March, because I purchased this on March 2nd, and it arrived yesterday. So that's a pretty quick turnaround. That's a 10-day turnaround. So Troll Lord Games is still doing a great job with when you purchase something from them, it comes to you really fast. So glad that I have that as well. And yeah, the month of March. Now this is my birthday month, so I don't mind so much spending what I can on myself, and that will be my birthday present that will carry me through, because all of these, and that's a really important point for me to make here, all of these aren't just going to be shelf sitters. I will have campaigns running for ShadowDark. Plus, I do almost all of my gaming at conventions now that I'm running. I'm almost always running ShadowDark. And that's going to be going forward now, especially with this introduction. Inclusion. I mean, to ShadowDark. I can't wait to have this displayed on my table at a convention with its cloth map and its the spell cards and the coins and everything like that. It's going to be a really cool display for passersby to see and say, hey, what game system is that? And then they'll see that, oh my gosh, there's 20 tables in here and 15 of them are running ShadowDark. I'm not sure it'll get quite to that proportion, but I do expect that you will see at conventions a lot of ShadowDark being run going forward, especially with this inclusion. And then Castle Zagyg. I am going to be running this with either my primary group of players or with a new set of players. I never have a shortage of players, which is a great thing for a dungeon master. I don't think most dungeon masters have trouble finding players whenever they're looking to run something. It's usually harder to find game masters or dungeon masters than it is to find players. But I've always been very lucky with not just getting players sitting at my table, but getting great players sitting at my gaming table. So I'm excited about running this, and I will be running a campaign running players, probably a different group of players, through the Marmoreal Tomb. So all of these things are just, they're not just like one-time investments that are going to sit on my shelf. They're components to my gaming that I expect to be playing each of them for many months, if not a year or more, running through them. So yeah, these are, these might be a one-time plop. Here's, $600 combined everything up, or for just 1 month time, but their payoff is going to last for months, if not years, of gaming going forward. So really excited about this stuff. I highly recommend you go and you check out these 3 different products. And Marmoreal Tomb, like I said, you can pick it up on Troll Lord Games, and looking at the delivery, from time of purchase to time of delivery is less than 2 weeks. And then these other 2 Kickstarters, let me just go back real quick to them and see when they're going to fulfill. If they give that information, sometimes they don't, or they don't put a projected. Well, this is going to end on April 4th, and I don't know when this one says they'll start coming back. Oh, I closed the ShadowDark one. Well, you can go back and you can double check the ShadowDark one. Let's see. Let's see. Estimated delivery December of 2025. So December. So not a long wait. So December of 2025. This ends on April 9th, and approximate delivery date December 25. So so that's awesome stuff. Oh, I just closed out everything. So anyway, thanks for joining. I hope you enjoyed this video. I look forward to seeing you on a gaming screen or at a gaming table at a convention sometime soon. You all have a great rest of your day. And please remember to like and subscribe and to comment and share and do all of that stuff. As far as subscriber base is concerned, I am just, I believe, like 5 away from 4,000. So coming up on that 4,000 milestone a lot quicker than I was expecting. I was hoping to hit it by my birthday on March 31st. I'm clearly going to get there. So and I really appreciate those of you that come in and watch the videos and then decide to subscribe. I really do appreciate you. Please feel free to leave your comments in there. Let me know if you're a new subscriber, and I will point you to some other things you might want to take a look at. Tell me what you're interested in, and I'll see if I have it. I will talk about it on the on the channel in the next couple of days, if not a week or so to come. I usually try to get the turnaround very fast on requests to talk about certain things. So anyway, thanks for joining. Have a great rest of your day. Take care.